Geek Out! And welcome to another exciting episode of The Long Night at Camp Blood. This time a very special episode because we aren't even doing one of the movies, guys. No, today we are doing the much beloved indie game Friday the 13th, The Game, which just got released last week on PC, Xbox One, and PS4. This is something that I was really excited about. I was not a Kickstarter backer, but I did join the backer kit for it. And so I got to do the I got a pre-release of it. I got to do the beta, which was a lot of fun. And this is how I met several of the people that are on the show today. That's right. We don't have just one guest. I have, 5, 6 guests? It's crazy. So I'm going to go through and everyone's going to introduce themselves. It's going to be a mishmash of me referencing people as their real names and gamer names based on whether or not I know them in real life or not. Sorry, Nicole, I know you didn't want me to say that we know each other in real life.
God damn it.
But so I'm going to go off in alphabetical order via my Discord just so they know what order I'm going in. First, we have Steph, who is known as A Girl with a Plan on Twitch. Say hi.
Hi.
Jazz, say hello.
Greetings.
Max.
Wow.
Hello, hello.
Freak Show.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thank you for thanking me. Psycho Kenny.
G'day.
And Nicole, timey-wimey girl.
Hello, Governor.
God.
Wow.
Hi, I'm Nicole. I think I'm
terrible.
British. So yeah, like I said, we've all played Friday the 13th. The only person in the show today that I haven't played personally with is Kenny, and he was invited here because he has played with Freak, and also he has the special privilege of being one of the mods for the official Friday the 13th Discord. Am I correct with that?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Now, because I've outed you with that, let me just clarify. That doesn't mean that you have anything to do with the team. You didn't help make the game or anything like that.
No, I wish I had.
Yeah, it's a pretty sweet game. I would love to be able to say that I helped make it. So real quick, just to focus on that for a hot minute so we can get it out of the way, how did you end up becoming a mod for their Discord?
By random, but I'd been in the scene since summer camp, before it was Friday the 13th.
Right. It was originally called, Slasher Volume 1 Summer Camp back in 2015 when it was originally put in development, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I just read that on the Wikipedia. But so you've somehow had a communication with Ilphonic, I believe is the name of the company.
Gun Media.
Gun Media. Okay, Ilphonic is who was working with Gun Media. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I do a lot of research on the movie episodes, but this one I was just excited to do it, and I really like the game. So there's not a whole lot of research that I've done on this one, guys. We're just kind of shooting by the hip. So, as the mod for the Discord, what do you do? Is it mostly just been the douchebag gamers that can't handle a couple servers going down on the opening day for an indie game?
That's been a big part of it for the last few days.
Yeah. As a note, and I'm pretty sure everyone on the episode today will agree, I have no problem with having a couple server issues here and there, because I can't remember the last time a big game didn't have server issues on opening day, and this one was a fucking indie game, so they have like 5 people working for them, and they've scrambled really well to make it a good opening weekend.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've done a great job. Like, their words themselves, they stuffed up. They underestimated how popular it was going to be.
Yeah. And I'm sure they just, even with all the squillions of dollars they made from both the Kickstarter and backer kit, I'm sure they didn't even have enough money to accurately purchase all the servers that they would have needed.
No,
or have the people working for it.
it's like day one. I think for the 3 platforms, they estimated about 50,000 they were maybe able to cater for. They had about 75,000 try and get on at once.
Jesus.
Wow.
Wow, that's a lot.
That actually reminds me of an episode, Silicon Valley, where like their servers are up and they're about to shut it down, but then this amazing thing happens, and then like 200,000 people like come and watch it, and like their servers catch on fire because of all the activity.
Yeah,
Wow.
I imagine based on the reading the Twitter of the official Friday the 13th Twitter, I would not be surprised if that's exactly what happened to them. But ultimately, it all worked out. We've all been playing a lot. We've been having a lot of fun. So, for all intents and purposes, looks like everything's working just fine now. Like I said, about a week after release. So we got that fun stuff out of the way. Yay! They have a fun Discord. Actually, I haven't partook in the Discord. I assume it's fun. You get to talk with people that helped make the game and other people that have played it.
I find it to be a great community. It's for the most part, it's a very, very great welcoming community. I've met many great people that I play with on the regular basis, and I've even been able to speak to the devs, and they were able to answer my questions. And we've got staff like Kenny and like a bunch of other people that are super helpful.
Awesome.
I would definitely suggest you join a Discord.
I might.
Oh,
and Kenny just sent a link to all the people that are partaking in the show today. So I will follow up with that once we're done recording. Okay. Beyond that, first impression. How many of you guys partook in the beta? Was it everyone that was in the beta?
No, I got the key for it and downloaded it, but I never got the time to actually sit down and play for it. So that sucked.
I was in the beta with you.
Yeah.
Yes, me too.
I believe I played 50 hours in the beta.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
Did
Wow.
not sleep. Yep.
I believe I played with all of you except for Stephanie in the beta.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I think I only played about a dozen games in the beta. My computer couldn't keep up back then.
Yeah, I think I in the how long was it? A week that they had the beta open?
Yeah.
I made it to like level 15, which was really impressive for me because I am not what I would call a gamer. I was one of the people that came over to this game because of a love of Friday the 13th. And around that time, Nicole was playing a lot of Dead by Daylight, which is a very similarly structured game. The asymmetrical, killer versus survivor
yeah.
kind of escape game. And I was like, oh, this looks really cool. And then I saw that Friday the 13th was a similar structure and it had Jason. So I was like, fuck yeah. So like for me to like not be a gamer and play that much just in a week. And now again, another week, I'm pretty much at the same level as I was with the beta. It's a lot of fun. And so based on everyone except Steph, since Steph was lame.
Steph had a life of working.
Oh, I have a life. What was it like playing the beta versus now playing the full version?
Well, I'll go first.
Okay.
In the beta, there was less counselors, so we didn't have as much variation. There's a lot of girls. Because when the game came out, we got like what, three more guys? Yeah, 3 more guys.
Yeah, something like that.
And there were like some bugs, but the game I just fell in love with. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Not only as a fan of Friday the 13th, but also as a gamer. I just found it like you could role play in it. You could have strategy and cooperation. Everything I love about games was in that game, and I just fell in love.
Yeah, I agree with Jazz.
Yeah.
Personally, for me, like, I mean, I've been a gamer for a long time, and like, There was a year where there was like a lull in gaming where I didn't have like a really good game or a game that would really draw me in and really have me playing for hours and hours. And then the beta came, and the experience that I had, the community, the unity, the teamwork, like the game really filled a gap for me as far as just with its design, with its intricacy, with blood. I love blood. So it was amazing.
Yeah, I like really enjoyed the game. Like Nolan said, I play a lot of Dead by Daylight. Like that's where the beta came out. And I found that the experience of playing as both survivor and as the killer was better or is better than Dead by Daylight, because like Dead by Daylight, like if you're the killer, you're just running around looking for people. But in Friday the 13th, you can be like more strategic. You can look in certain places to find your victims and like plan it out and like open up the map and like go to a different place each time. And it just was more fun to be a killer, because I never play killer in Dead by Daylight. I don't like it. But
it's
this
not
one,
fun.
no, it's not fun. And like in Friday the 13th, when I'm Jason, I'm like, no, I don't really want to be killer, but it's like a better experience. And like, I know I can learn to love being Jason.
Yeah, and I think to that point, it's also a more like even game. Whereas like I feel like in a game like Dead by Daylight, if you get someone who is like good at being the killer, you're fucked.
Right.
Whereas like with Friday the 13th, there's actually, you know, like you were saying, there's like strategy involved, and you can do stuff. There's just as good of a chance that you're going to get out versus you're going to die, whether you have a good Jason or a bad Jason, just like, you know, because there's so much involved with like you can put down traps, he can chase you around, you know, he can sense you, you know, every once in a while he can sense you from across the map. And like a good Jason will be able to strategize how to grab you. A bad Jason's still going to be like, oh, hey, I can pop right here. And then like you have, you know, your counselors, they you know, they can strategize, they can set down traps to catch Jason. They can fight back, unlike in Dead by Daylight, where like if you get grabbed, you know, you've gotten grabbed. Yeah. So it's just a more fun experience for someone like me who, you know, is not much of a gamer. So I don't, you know, my whole strategy is based on doing things from the movies, and every once in a while that actually works in Friday the 13th.
The devs said one of their goals for their game was, and this is the complete opposite of Dead by Daylight. In Dead by Daylight, if you're level 99, like, and you know you're extremely overpowered, and if I was level 1 and I was playing against a level 99 killer, I had zero chance. With this, they want the experience for a level 1 player, especially as a counselor, to have an equal chance as somebody who's like level 50 to be able to escape.
And yeah, I love that too. I can totally feel that.
And I think they've achieved that. They have that balance.
And the thing I like about Friday the 13th over Dead by Daylight is there's no blowing smoke up each other. There's no global rankings.
Yeah. This is not to say that we don't like Dead by Daylight. I'll still play Dead by Daylight.
I do love Dead by Daylight, but I find that the experience with Friday the 13th, whether I'm a counselor or Jason, is more enjoyable.
And can we just talk real quick about how great of a job, like not to brown nose or anything like that with the devs, because who knows, they're probably not even going to listen to this, but can we just talk about how great of a job they did just like mapping out these levels? Because like after playing the beta, I was like, man, I really want to rewatch the movies, and like I lucked out at the time. They were, you know, if you have Amazon Prime, they were free to watch on Amazon Video. So I was like, fuck yeah. And I just rolled through pretty much the entire series up until they got sold to New Line Cinema. For whatever reason, those ones weren't free. And I was like, meh, that's fine. I just wanted to watch the classics, quote unquote. But like the first 3 movies, which is what the first 3 maps that have been released are based on. And I believe all the characters are picked from those movies as well. They did such a good job. Like I was watching part 3, which is the one that takes place in Higgins Haven, and like when they're running around the big house and the barn, I was like, this looks exactly like the game, you know, minus the fact that you can't go up to the top floor of the barn in the game. But like I was like their attention to detail was amazing.
They'd said in the past in the Discord and also their Twitch stream, they went over those movies in slow-mo so many times to get the details spot on.
It shows.
And I think that's so great of them to do because like people are huge fans of the movies like you. Like I had never seen any of the Friday the 13th movies before the beta came out. And then I just watched like 1 through 4, I think. I don't remember.
I think we got up to 4, yeah.
Yeah, and like now going back and playing the game, I'm like, holy crap, this is amazing.
And things make sense too.
Right,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that was another nice thing. In the beta, we only had the one map. We had Higgins Haven, which is a great map. I love it. And now in the full game, I assume we're going to get more maps later on because each movie pretty much takes place in a different location. They don't go back to Crystal Lake proper until later, much later in the series. So I'm hoping that we're going to get the other maps, later on as like, downloadable content, hopefully just updates. But I mean, if it's DLC, that's cool too. So like when, once you got the full game and you had Crystal Lake and Packanack, which is the location for the second movie, like those maps are huge too. Like Higgins Haven, I thought was big enough. Like I thought it was an appropriately sized map for my tastes. So then, like when we get like Crystal Lake, which is the biggest out of the 3 of them, if I'm not mistaken, like I am even with the map when I find it, which was a nice touch because in the beta everyone just had access to a map all the time, but like you have to find a map in the full version of the game. Crystal Lake is just huge and it's so cool to like see the archery range, the cabin or with the canoes and the boats and stuff like that. And like I'm going through and I'm like, oh, this is where this person died. This is where that person died. It's just they did a wonderful job, and I can't wait to see how they expand. And I'm fingers crossed we get a Manhattan level eventually.
Ooh, yes.
Oh, that would be cool.
So cool.
I know there's a huge demand from the community for the Lazarus Jason in Space map.
Yeah.
So, I think that's going to happen probably before Manhattan because I would from a dev point, I think doing Manhattan would be a pain in the ass.
Manhattan, the Manhattan level will just be like a GTA type. In fact, they should just port over GTA 4 because that's what that map was, and just have Jason stalking, what's his name, the main character from GTA 4, and it'll be great.
Another thing that I think that you might be excited about, since we're talking about DLC, is the single player campaign.
Oh.
From what I understand, is they have creative license, and I believe that they're going to be kind of doing a Friday the 13th story, which I think is going to be very amazing because I really want to see a 2017 story of Jason.
Don't take that 100% though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not 100%. That's true.
Yeah,
but there will be a single player, and it should quote unquote have a story element to it.
Yeah, I remember when they first announced it. The big thing that they said was that you'll be playing as Jason. I took from it that they were going to be like you can there's going to be missions inspired by stuff that happens in the movies, and I was like, that's good enough for me. If they can come up with original story, or missions too, like that would be, too cool.
I think we're going to get something in that ballpark, but we really don't know at this moment. It is a little bit of speculation, but either way, super excited to see what single player has to offer us.
I'm totally fine with them keeping everything close to the chest. I don't know about you guys, but I like a certain element of surprise. Like I feel like the way that they they had like the teaser trailer that came out about a year ago. Like I was like, that's enough for me. I'm excited. Like that, I went and that's when I hopped on the backer kit and pre-ordered right there, and I was like, that's all I need until I get to play the beta. And then the beta was all I needed to get me through to the main release. So in like a month or so, give me a teaser for what the single player mode's going to be like, and I am set.
Yeah, just like they teased the Savini skin with just the outline of him. Like, I was hooked.
I almost wish, or actually I kind of do wish that I had bought the Savini skin. Like, I was like, man, whatever, I'll be fine with, playing like a quote unquote real Jason, but like after seeing you, Max and Jazz playing the Savini skin, I'm like, oh man, that's fucking metal as hell. I wish I had bought it. Hopefully it becomes available for people to buy separately, and it's not just a pre-order exclusive.
Do you play on PC, Norman?
Yes, I do.
I've got a code I can give you if you want the Savini.
Ooh, I would love that.
Ooh.
Miracles do happen.
Yeah.
And from my point of view, I hope they never sell the Savini skin again.
Well,
Agreed. In fact, I feel like, honestly, I don't think they will. That the devs were pretty clear about it's a backer only thing. And I do feel it would be wrong if they sold the Savini skin.
My point of view, I was a bit annoyed when they started selling it on backer kit because it was meant to be a Kickstarter exclusive.
I'm totally in that camp with you. The only reason why I kind of was hoping that they would sell it separately is because I was like, oh shit, now I can't get it. But I'm totally otherwise I'm totally for them keeping that a backer exclusive thing. I
think that's what a lot of people have. They're like, oh, I couldn't get it. Well, like, but you had 2 years to buy it, and it was $6.
Oh yeah, no.
Speaking of which, I have seen that it's on eBay for $300, and people were buying it for $300, and then they would get banned because that was not the intention.
The buyer isn't getting banned; the seller is.
The seller is.
Oh, I thought it was both parties.
No, they're allowed to buy it, but it actually legally states they're not allowed to sell it.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah, because that comes down.
I was playing with someone yesterday that paid $250 for it.
Wow. I mean, hey, if they're willing to pay that much for it, so what else is there to talk about with this awesome game? I mean, I earlier. Who was it? I've already forgotten who mentioned it, but I think Freak, you were talking about the Discord, but it just in general, like the people playing this game for the most part, like have been such a great community of people, and it's actually like gotten me back into the idea of like, oh, maybe I could become a gamer, again, because I played video games back in like grade school and stuff like that, and then for whatever reason I just kind of got disinterested with them, but like I'm having so much fun playing this. Like, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll start playing other multiplayer games. I like one of the game series that is like kept at me is Grand Theft Auto. Like, I've enjoyed, a good number of their games. So I'm, currently playing Grand Theft Auto 5, and now I'm like, ooh, I wonder if the multiplayer for that is fun. And I know Nicole's on that. I think Steph is on that.
Fun.
I'm very much looking forward to Red Dead Redemption.
Ooh, yeah.
2.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Rockstar's a great studio. I do love those guys. But yeah.
What's been great about this game too is the fact that they've added in qualities where you do need to talk, like the walkie-talkies.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And people are now actually talking to one another. Like Dead by Daylight didn't have it where you could talk to your teammates. You had to be in a Discord or wherever to talk to somebody or meet somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And Discord ruins this game. Like, this actually, all of us are on Discord, but whenever we play Friday the 13th, we literally get off Discord because the voice in this game is so good.
Yeah.
With the proximity, with the walkie-talkie, the way that they did it was amazing.
I love the proximity feature. Like, without a walkie-talkie, you have to be, pretty close to, like, you have to be within, I'd say probably like 20 feet, in game from somebody.
Realistic talking range.
Yeah. No, it's great.
And I love that Jason can talk to you as well.
There's
That's
nothing like
fun.
getting taunted. Nothing like getting taunted by your killer.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I've had some friends that are so good.
When I first played as Jason, I didn't put the push to talk. I just left it on. And so I had to be extremely quiet so no one knew I was coming.
It's very difficult for you.
Yeah. It was terrible. I was terrible at
streaming.
It really opens up like a lot of role playing ability too. Like I just love that. Like you can put on like a voice emulator or voice changer that can like change to like you can sound like this and attack.
You're gonna die.
I remember I had
and
like
it
a
just
helium
feels so much
voice.
more real.
Yeah,
it does.
I had a helium voice and I was Jason, and like people were cracking up, but at the same time they were terrified. So it was a beautiful mix, just like the movies themselves. Like they always wanted to have like a mix between the horror element and the comedy element. Like you can throw that in there while you're playing this game. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. How familiar are you guys? I know I've touched on it before, but how familiar are you guys with the movies? Like I know Nicole hadn't seen the movies until after she played the beta. Jazz, I think you said you were a fan of the movies.
Well, actually, my family is very close friends with Tom Savini. So I'm kind of like a forced fan, I guess, because we know him. He's so awesome in person. You can check out our photo together on my Instagram. Hashtag. Hashtag
wow.
But, he actually knows
Tom
Savini had a lot of influence on the game. Obviously, he has the skin, but that's not the only thing he did. You'll notice that there's bird baths around them. That was his idea. He's like, you've got to have bird baths.
It was such a good
and
idea.
They were like, well, shit, we got to put this in now.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool that they added that in, and it was his addition.
Yeah, because I remember that was one of the first things that I like ran across in the full version. I was like, "No, that wasn't there in the beta." And then like a Jason happened to grab me and saw that there was an environmental kill right there, kicked off the top of the bird bath and slammed me down, impaled me on the stem of the bird bath, and I was like, "Fuck yes."
That kill would be so much better if Jason put the bird bath back on top.
Oh my God, I was waiting for that. And just like Tom Savini being there, to help out. I do know that the guy that did the mocap for Jason was my favorite Jason, Kane Hodder. I don't know how much he had involved with like the development of it, but like just the fact that they got, in my opinion and a lot of other people's opinions, the best Jason or the coolest Jason or, their personal Jason. You always remember your first Jason. To do the mocap. It's fine. I made a Doctor Who reference and Nicole didn't get it, but whatever.
They lucked out. They had Kane before they got the Friday the 13th rights.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he was already going to be doing their mocap.
Nice. So it just worked out that he happened to also be a Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember seeing videos that they would post on the Kickstarter and BackerKit sites of like them doing the production. They came back in the studio, did more mocap after like people were getting excited for it, showing him doing some of the new deaths. I love that they included the head punch death, which is from Jason Takes Manhattan. I saw that the other day, and like the head keeps rolling until it just decides to stop. And it's wonderful. Has anyone else seen that? Am I the only one? That's fine.
No,
I think I saw it for the first time today on another streamer's live stream. And I was like, what is that? I also saw someone get crushed by a chair.
Oh,
so there's a lot of deaths I haven't seen yet.
I haven't seen
Gotta love the lawn chair.
Oh. He just he sits them down and then like folds them in half in the chair. Yeah.
Oh, I need to see that.
It's a good one.
I love some of the creative.
Put a photo up.
Yeah, please do.
If I find it, yeah.
One of my favorite kills, like I know it's kind of lame, but it's the head punch because my favorite Jason is the Manhattan.
Hey, that's probably the best kill in the entire movie. So
I think it's hilarious.
I love I love the sleeping bag kill. Like if you're hiding in the tent. He pulls you out of the sleeping. For the people that haven't played the game or haven't seen it, if you're hiding in the tent and he finds you, he pulls you out inside a sleeping bag and just slams you against a tree a couple times until you die. And I know that's in I forget exactly which one it's in, but it's in one of the earlier ones, and then there's a nod to it in Jason X, Jason in Space. Or at least I'm pretty sure it's in one of the earlier ones, and that's just a nod. If not, then that's even cooler that, it's a original for Jason X. As much as people shit on Jason X, and I'll talk about it in a couple episodes when I get to Jason X, it does have some of the most creative kills, and I can't wait to see them try to do the frozen head in liquid nitrogen in the game, if they ever do that Jason X level.
One thing I do want to comment on is I've played the game over the last 2 days since launch, or maybe 3, 50 hours, and just yesterday I saw a kill I didn't even see before.
I love that.
That's how many kills there are. I mean, it wasn't the greatest kill. It was just a real simple one. He grabs the head and slams it against a desk. But I never saw it before.
Yeah. Just the sheer fact that there are kills that you haven't seen, regardless of, whether they're cool or not.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Kenny just uploaded the picture, the final picture of the fold in the folding chair, and oh my god, that's just like in Freddy vs. Jason. Dude gets folded like that in a bed, and I think.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep.
Sorry.
Unfortunately, I was the one in the chair.
Wow.
Yesterday I was playing a match, and the Jason grabbed me and then stuck his hands in my mouth and yanked off my bottom jaw, and I was like, oh my god, I don't even care that I got killed. That was just a cool as hell kill right there. I'm okay with it. It wasn't a waste of a life.
Sometimes it's just worth it to die.
Going back to the question you asked, how familiar are you with the movies?
Yeah, go for it.
Now, I never had seen the original ones. I'd seen the more newer ones, but when I started dating my now fiance, he had grew up watching all of them. His grandfather had him watch every single 80 horror movies, made him sit down and watch it. You have to watch it. No hiding, no nothing. So when I started when I started dating him, he said, you have to sit down and watch this, and you can't look away.
Did you succeed? Did you not look away? You coward.
I'm trying to think. There might have been one or two incidents.
Mm-hmm.
I know I did it a couple times.
Yeah, it was fun watching it with Nicole, because we were watching it over a video chat. So I got to see her reactions while we were watching it. I even did a couple silly screen caps of you being like, ah!
Amazing, good shit.
Yeah. Definitely a fun video series.
Everybody needs to watch it.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Even
I agree.
Sorry, I'm searching for words. But even the worst of the movies, still have a nugget or two that make it worth watching. My least favorite is I think it's part 5. The New Beginning, where it's not even it's the second movie where the killer isn't Jason. Spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
It's
What?
a 30-year-old movie.
Still haven't seen it.
Yeah, well, maybe you should get on that. But no, I mean, you know, or well, you don't necessarily know right away, but you know pretty early on that it's not Jason because he has a different design on his mask. It's not the red triangles, it's blue triangles. Come on, Nicole. But it's fine. I didn't tell you who the killer was. But in my opinion, that's the weakest of the series, but it still has some creative elements to it. And even the what I mentioned with the blue triangles, giving you the hint that it's not actually Jason, I thought was a cute touch, if I may use cute in this instance.
You used cute and Jason in the same sentence?
I did.
Adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Jason's a real cutie. Come on now.
Yeah. Haven't you seen the first movie where he pops out of the water? Spoilers.
He just wants to cuddle you. It's so adorable.
Yeah. And I love that that's a kill in the game. You know, if someone's trying to escape
kill.
on the boat, you can pop up, tip them over.
Yeah, I forgot Jason's really good in the water. And like my first game, I was running away from him in the water, and I immediately died.
And I remember watching that too, and was typing in chat like, "What are you doing? Stay away from the water." And you're like, "I've never seen the movies. I don't know."
No, but this is like Friday when I just played it when it came out.
Oh, really?
Like I forgot that he was good in the water.
Oh my god, too funny.
Not all of them are good in water.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, literally when you're watching the opening scene where you get to see the Kenny What face, like you see what Jason you're up against, and at that point in time I start formulating my plan. Like, okay, I'm gonna go, he's strong at this, so I'm gonna play this way, or he's strong at that and I'm gonna play this way.
Yeah, you see some come in and you're like, okay, we are not going on the boat no matter what. Yeah. And then others you come in, we'll take the boat.
Yeah, true that.
Or you see like what is it, part 7 coming, and you're like, okay, cool, I can outrun him.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember wanting to be part 7 so bad because he looks metal as hell. But then like I played him twice, and I was like, you know what? No, fuck this. I'm going back to part 3 because part 3 is my jam. Mostly just because it's the 3D one and it's the first one where he has the hockey mask. So it's fun. But
and he can run.
Yeah, he can hoof it really well.
I'm looking forward to unlocking part 9.
Yes.
I am so close.
Yeah. Jason goes to hell, Jason.
Nicole, do you remember, I think it was last year's New York Comic-Con, there was a guy that cosplayed as Jason, and I was like, I want to get a picture with him to actually send to my fiance, and the guy would not talk, like breathed heavily.
It was creepy, but he was amazing.
It was so creepy. And I was like,
turns out he was just creepy.
Little old me, and he didn't say anything, and he just like glared at me. I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna die later. This is great.
I do remember that. That was awesome.
And then you did die later.
I died. This is the ghost of Stephanie.
The ghost Stephanie is a better streamer than real Stephanie.
Wow.
Vicious. Your face is priceless in that.
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah. So I can't think of anything else to talk about. Does anyone else have anything that they wanted to bring up? Anything that I forgot? Anything that you guys think I'm an idiot for not saying?
I want to kill people.
Okay, go play the game then. All right, so I guess this is a good way to sign off. Go ahead and say bye in the same order that you guys said hi in.
Bye.
Jess, you.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm not Canadian, but I'm going to say thank you again for having me.
Thank you.
See you later.
I do not thank you for having me, but I'll see you later.
Okay. All right, well, that's it for this episode of the Long Night at Camp Blood. We'll see you kids next summer for... What part are we on? I think this is part 6, Jason Lives. And of course, as always, by next summer, I mean next month. Bye, everyone.
Kill them all.
Did I help? Did I make it better?
Yes, you did.
Awesome.
You made it the best.
This has been another Geek Out production. If you enjoyed what you heard, hey, we've got a special episode every Friday. Of course, there's the usual catching up show every Wednesday. And you get book club episodes just about every Tuesday these days. Thanks for listening.